This is the download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Monday, March 17th. For our first story, podcast superfans are super spenders. A look at superfans, podcast audiences who tune in for more than 8 hours a week, and how they engage with brands that advertise on their favorite podcasts. According to Nielsen Scarborough Research's podcast Recontact study, listeners only, from last November, which had 53,528 respondents, 60% of heavy podcast listeners are more likely than average to purchase advertised products online. They're also 71% more likely to purchase advertised products in store. That said, it's worth noting heavy podcast consumers are also heavy internet users, which is likely the primary driver of that purchasing behavior. However, podcasts are clearly an efficient way to reach these active online super consumers. Next up, podcasting and influencers are on a collision course. Who will win? Oxford Road and Veritone One CEO Dan Granger writes an overview of the rapidly approaching convergence of influencer marketing. Much in the same way every bourbon is a whiskey, but not every whiskey is a bourbon, podcasters are influencers, but not every influencer is a podcaster. With the rapid growth of video podcasting and short-form video marketing, podcasters who've spent years honing long-form audience connections in their content are now having to compete in, as Granger says, transactional and hype-driven media channels. He proposes a positive outcome of podcasting mingling with social media influencing is the potential for advertiser standardization. An omnichannel mindset would benefit both social media-based creators and podcasts. And for our final top story, the untapped potential of short-form video and creator content on YouTube. TubeFilter covers a report from eMarketer looking at Gen Z's behavior relating to YouTube Shorts. According to a survey of 692 respondents aged 13 to 24 back in November, 96% of them watch both long-form and short-form videos on YouTube. Daily Shorts viewership among logged-in users is up 25% year over year, according to YouTube. TubeFilter's takeaway is that with this level of consumption, brands engaging with Shorts will get the most bang for their buck by partnering with creators directly instead of running traditional ads. Good news for podcasting outfits with their own short-form video presences, as this is really familiar behavior for podcasting. As for the rest of the news, Podstock, a new service designed to centralize analytics and streamline business operations, explains how it works in their debut press release. The service is currently used by networks like Wave Sports, Blue Wire, and Deer Media. Spooler Media co-founder Andy Bowers took to LinkedIn to announce a new daily game called Links, which is an audio-only crossword puzzle designed to be played on the go purely through voice inputs. The game is available as a free iOS app powered by Spooler's AI-enhanced dialogue tool. Headliner has a new blog aggregating a wide variety of research to chart out what Gen Z podcast listeners want, how best to reach them, and how to leverage Headliner to use them on video-based social platforms. In a post detailing the download figures for MoneyWise, Sam Parr announced Lower Street's Harry Morton will be primary host of the show going forward, which also is making the jump to video podcasting. Brittany Ray Williams, formerly of iHeartMedia, where she worked as senior account executive for shows like Drink Champs and Club Shay Shay, has joined multicultural podcast network Pod Digital Media as senior director of partnerships. Snafu, an award-winning podcast about history's greatest screw-ups, hosted by Ed Helms, is greenlit for a 4th season of weekly episode. The series is produced by iHeart Podcasts, Film Nation Entertainment, Pacific Electric Picture Company, and Gilded Audio. And finally, the Boston Globe has launched a new podcast titled Snitch City, which acts as a companion piece to a series of investigative articles looking into a story of police corruption and drugs in New Bedford, Massachusetts. Be sure to check out the links to every article mentioned right in your podcast listening app or at soundsprofitable.com, where you can also subscribe to the newsletter version. The download is written and produced by Newton Shadokati, Brian Barletta, myself, and Tom Webster. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis. Download us again tomorrow.